Right. So we need to be complementary. Like any relationship, all relationships in the world are transactional. You're all friends because it's a transactional relationship. Business relationships are transactional. Friends are transactional. Male-to-male relationships are transactional. Geopolitics is transactional. When Europe is now currently pissing their pants about Greenland being retards, crying their eyes out, they don't understand that international law means nothing. Pieces of paper that are printed means nothing. If we want to kidnap the president of Venezuela, we're going to do it because we're fucking America. Yeah. That's what it is. It's transactional. It wasn't a forever war. It wasn't trillions of dollars in dead American people. No, it was 45 minutes, collect the oil, in and out, bang, makes sense. Everything is transactional. There has to be a clear social contract between men and women, a transaction. In the 1950s, I just described it. I'll give you a house, a white picket fence. I'll make sure the bills are paid. You're not going to stress me out. I'm the head of this household. The children are going to be raised with our ideals, primarily my ideals, and we're all going to do our jobs. Just like any company. You hire members of staff to do their job. You don't want people who are in charge of one thing doing something else. And you don't, otherwise everything collapses. So we no longer have a clear transaction between men and women. Women expect, the modern woman in Miami expects you to give her endless money for no reason, while she goes and parties with the girls as much as she wants, while she's not even loyal to you and doesn't give you offspring, and you pay all her bills, and she goes on social media looking for another rich man. That's what she believes should happen. Yeah. That's not a transaction.
But Tate, that's on the man.
No.
That's on the man to say no.
Of course
we're not playing that game.
Of course it is.
And find a woman who is willing to do that if you have status and money.
If you're the best man, you can do that, but the average man can't.
Nor should they.
We have to build society. We have to build society in a way that the average man stands a chance. Let me give you an example. Let me give you a very simple example. When you make laws, you always have to consider the average and the mean. Why is there speed limits? There are speed limits because most people are stupid or slow or distracted or they have an old crap car. You don't get to say the speed limit's 50, but if you have a Ferrari with carbon ceramic brakes and you're a trained race driver, you can break the speed limit. Because then you can't enforce the speed limit. You have to make laws based on the average capability of people. So we need to build a social contract between men and women that allows the average woman and the average man to coexist and both benefit, be happy with the transaction. You know, a lot of people believe in love as this fairy tale, magical, sparkle, you know, it's like the movies, like the books. Love is actually, truthfully, very transactional. If a woman goes, you only love Andrew because he gives you a big house and pays all the bills and keeps you safe and cheers you up when you're sad and gives you a car and makes you happy with surprises. And he only loves you because other men don't talk to you and you're beautiful and you give him kids. That's not real love. No, that is real love. Yeah. That's actually love, right? This idea that we're in love and there's no transaction, it's just like the movies, that's bullshit. It's actually all transactional.
Exactly.
So we've now gone so hyper-transactional that women are on fucking OnlyFans or walking around on Instagram saying, buy me a Birkin for a date. What I'm saying is we need to build, and I'm not saying I know everything. I'm identifying the problem. We need to build a social contract in which the average woman is happy with what's being provided to her by the average man, and vice versa. If we do that, everything's fixed. And the easiest way to do that, I would argue, is to stop convincing young women to hate men. At least don't convince young women to hate all men. That's a good starting point. If we can do at least that, then we might be able to convince people to come together.
Of course.
Because society is based on men and women. When they call me a misogynist, how am I a misogynist if I take care of every woman in my life and I'm trying to have as many children as possible? If I was a misogynist, I wouldn't talk to girls. So it's a lie. It's a lie. It's weaponized virtue they're using to try and destroy my message. And this is very important when you understand when people are accused of things. The primary objective of an accusation is to distract you from a guy's ideas. When people say Andrew Tate, they're not going to say Andrew Tate and his ideas. They now say Andrew Tate and his accusations. That is the goal. The goal is to take everyone's mind away from what I say and more about what I'm accused of. I can accuse you of being a ham sandwich. Who gives a fuck? You're not a ham sandwich. It doesn't matter. This is the world we live in. So I think, truthfully, to fix Western society, we have to heal the gap between men and women. And it can't just be for beautiful baddies in Miami and all us millionaires. We have a great time. It's fine for us. But if you want society to function, it has to be for the average man and the average woman. When we fix that, everything, even anti-Semitism, will decline. Everything.
Baruch Hashem.